Hello everybody, welcome to my new Let's Play. This is the Still Gamer, and as you can see on the screen, I will be playing Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. How did you like that intro? I think it's still amazing, still today. If you are familiar with this Enhanced Edition, by the way, it's you might be a little bit confused about the intro because, the Enhanced Edition has replaced the cutscenes with new cutscenes. Well, some of them anyway. And this was the old intro because the reason for that is that I have installed a mod that replaces the new cutscenes with the old ones, because I very much prefer those over the new ones. Well, most of them are better, I think, the old ones anyway. So before I get into the game here, I think I will, first off, I might, as much as I like this music, I might turn it off for this intro, because it's quite loud and it's hard for me to talk and concentrate, you know. So before I get into the game here and start playing, I think I want to just explain a little bit what I think about this game. And it came out, I think, in 1998, and I was 11 at the time, I think. That sounds right anyway. And, I was pretty much a kid, and it was so much better than anything I had ever played up to that point, you know. Most of the games before that were pretty simplistic, and it was just Baldur's Gate. When I got my hands on it, it just blew my mind. It was an amazing game at that time, and nothing like I had ever seen before. And well, in the few years after that, or in the next couple of years, it has pretty much ruled my existence, so to speak, or it's defined my life. I used to get up very early in the morning just to play this game, and I never liked getting up early in the morning, so that tells you just how much I wanted to continue my adventure in Baldur's Gate. And since then, a lot of time has passed, and I have played a bunch of other games and whatnot, and despite all that, I still think that Baldur's Gate is the best RPG I have ever played, and it's also my favorite game ever. And a lot of people think that's nostalgia speaking when they hear something like that about Baldur's Gate, but I do not think that's the case in my case anyway, because I think there are objective reasons to think that Baldur's Gate is the best, or one of the best RPGs out there. It's a very good, high quality game, and if I were to describe it, it's not like it has any special attribute over any other games out there. It's just that the elements that make it up are all near perfect. You know, it has amazing combat, tactical combat, and the world is great. It uses the Forgotten Realms world, and as a result, it has a lot of lore and whatnot. The characters are great. The storytelling is amazing in Baldur's Gate 1. And exploration-wise, it has a lot of things going on. It has a very large map, and you can go anywhere on it. It has an open world, many side quests and whatnot. I think it's so, as I said, I think it's one of the best RPGs out there, or probably the best of those I have played up to this point. There were a couple that came close to toppling it, but none ever did, actually, in my opinion anyway. So yeah, let's play Baldur's Gate then. So I think I will start off by making my new character here. I didn't make one before starting, so I will need to do so now. So here we have the options on the left here that we need to specify, so let's start. Gender will be male, and wait, I think I want this portrait. Human. Oh, and by the way, you can read about pretty much everything in this game, like your race and whatnot, so let's take a look at what humans are in this world. Humans are the predominant race in Faerun. Humans rule most of the significant empires and kingdoms in the Forgotten Realms. They are the most social and tolerant of races, excepting perhaps the halflings. Humans may advance as any class and are also the only race that can dual class. Humans may not multi-class. And here are a bunch of thief advantages that are only interesting if you are a thief. So we will not play a thief, so those do not matter to us. The other races have a bunch of different advantages and disadvantages, but the humans have pretty much none, other than these thief skills. So we are not choosing human because that's that's the advantageous race to pick in this case. It's just what I want to go with for this character anyway. The class will be druid, and the way this works in AD&D, if you are not familiar with it, is that classes can have different kits available. These are specialization type things. Like, the fighter has the berserker specialization and the kensai. These are called class kits. And they are pretty amazing. They are quite interesting, and that's not something that I see in many games up to this point. Let's go with druid, as I said, and let's read about it a little bit. The druid serves the cause of nature and neutrality. The wilderness is his community, and he uses his special powers to protect it and preserve balance in the world. And here it has a bunch of different features, and it's pretty much kind of a healer type character, although he also has a bunch of damaging spells. So it's similar to the cleric, but a little bit more geared towards damage. And we will play the Avenger kit, who is, as the description says here, a member of a special sect within the Druidic Order. A druid of this type is dedicated to fighting those who would defile nature. Avengers have powers, the average druid does not. Additional abilities that have been earned through extensive rituals, a process that is very physically draining. And I have always wanted to play an Avenger in the Baldur's Gate games, but I've never gotten very far with one, so I thought I would play one for this playthrough. And the advantages include may shapeshift into the form of a sword spider, baby wyvern, and fire salamander, besides the normal shapeshifting abilities, although this will only manifest itself once we have gotten to the level where shapeshifting becomes available. It's not available at the first level. And 6 mage spells are added to his repertoire, all the way up to the 6th level. These are listed below: Chromatic Orb, Web, Lightning Bolt, Improved Invisibility, Chaos, and Chain Lightning. This is quite interesting. The reason I wanted to play this class is because Due to this little feature here, it has a kind of a crossover to a little bit of a crossover to the mage class, because it has spells like Chain Lightning, which is a very amazing damage spell, although it only becomes available much later on. But still, this is something that's very interesting to me. So we will go with this class, and the disadvantages are he may not wear any armor heavier than leather armor, and gets a -2 penalty to strength and constitution. So we will have to deal with those, but still, I think this is a good class overall. The only alignment available to druid characters is neutral, or true neutral as it was known in AD&D. True neutral characters believe in the ultimate balance of forces, and they refuse to see actions as either good or evil. Since the majority of the people in the world make true neutral characters are extremely rare. True neutrals do their best to avoid siding with the forces of evil or good, law or chaos. It is their duty to see that all of these forces remain in balanced coordination. True neutral characters sometimes find themselves forced into rather peculiar alliances. To a greater extent, they are compelled to the side of the underdog in any given situation, sometimes even changing sides as the previous loser becomes the winner. A true neutral druid might join the local barony to put down a tribe of evil gnolls, only to drop out or switch sides when the gnolls were brought to the brink of destruction. He would seek to prevent either side from becoming too powerful. Clearly, there are few true neutral characters in the world. And since all druids are true neutral, we will go with this alignment for this character. And here is the famous ability or attribute rolling screen that has taken up probably hundreds of hours of playtime for many fans of Baldur's Gate. As throwing these attributes is kind of a hard thing to do if you want good rolls for your character, since high rolls are kind of hard to come by. They are very rare, and there is no cap on how good your rolls can be. Well, there is an absolute cap on those if you max out all of your attributes, but I don't think that has ever happened in the world. The chance of that is so minimal that I don't know, you would need to do it for 1,000,000 years or something. So yes, what I will do is I will fast forward through this process for this video, because it might take quite a while. So yeah, see you in a little bit. Alright, this will have to suffice, because I have run out of patience and I've given up. So this is a 90, which is not a very high roll, but you know, it's what we got. So the way this works is I can rearrange my points as I see fit, and 10 means an attribute of 10 means it's pretty average, and then as you go up it's better. So I don't know, 14 means it's quite high, 16 is very high, and 18 is almost superhuman. That's what it's as best, it's as good as a human can achieve. So let's go with an 18 on both dexterity and wisdom, since those are two attributes that are very important to a druid. Wisdom is because of his spellcasting, it's needed, and you know, druids are wise people who defend the nature, and dexterity is important because is the prime requisite for a good armor class, which means if your dexterity is higher, you can survive for longer in battle. So those two are very important, and charisma has to be at least 15, so we'll keep it at 15 for now. We will raise our constitution to 16, as that's the highest we can achieve with the Avenger class, and you know, my character, Savile, is sort of a buff dude, so he will have a higher constitution. And let's see, he's also very agile, obviously, since he has 18 dexterity. He's also very wise, and I think I will put a couple of points into strength, and 1 point in intelligence. That will have to do. He obviously also has a good presence, like all druids do, because they have high charisma. Okay, let's say this will have to do, so let's accept that and move on to skills. Now these are weapon proficiencies here, and the druid gets 2 points, but you cannot put both points into the same thing, since only warriors can do that, and druids are not warriors. So I think I will put my 2 points into one melee weapon and one ranged weapon. Ranged weapons are very important early on in Baldur's Gate 1 because they are just more powerful than melee weapons. They get more attacks per round, especially things like the bow and the dart. So I will put a point into dart. That's a powerful weapon in Baldur's Gate 1, at least in the first couple of levels. And I will also put a point into Scimitar and Wakizashi and Ninja Toe, although I think druids cannot use either of those, they can only use scimitars. So yeah, that's what we have, and as we get more levels we will have the ability to put more points into more weapons. And here we have our spell memorizations. We have 3 spells available, and we can put them into one of these spells or more of them one. We can do up to 3, obviously. I have to think about this, what I would use out of these options here. Entangle is not a bad option. I might put one of those in Entangle. And I usually just give most points into or I usually fill most of my spell slots with healing spells with clerics and druids, because those are important to keep your party healthy. So we'll go with 1 Entangle and 2 Cure Light Wounds, which is the first level healing spell. And here we can customize his appearance, so let's go with dark hair. I will try to replicate the portrait as much as I can. Yeah, I think this is close. Let's see. His clothes are kind of bluish on the top. Yeah, that's good. And I think the other color actually matches his armor here, so I'll keep it like that. And we will need to select a sound set.
Onward! I feel this is my rightful place. I will require rest soon.
This is a pretty good one. I think I might go with that.
Let's do this quick and painful. To battle! with no regret. To battle and victory. To battle and victory.
Let's do this. I'll get the job done. I'm no use to anyone tired. I've work to do. This sitting around is useless.
I like this. I like this sound set. I will go with this one. Yes, and as I said, his name is Seville. And this means that we are complete with character creation. Here are the options that we have selected. Yeah, I think this is a good start. So let's hit accept and get into the game.
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Farron. It is an imposing fortress, kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day. Imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel, he has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
Okay, so here we are in Candlekeep. I will go ahead and enable the music once again. So there we go. And we can take a look at our character now. This is what he looks like. This is his paper doll image. He has a simple quarterstaff. And we are here in front of the Candlekeep Inn, as the introductory text said, or the narrator said, I should say. And this is where we grew up. This is Candlekeep. It's a walled-off little town in the Sword Coast, which is this larger area around Candlekeep. Candlekeep is right here, as you can see, this little blip. And this is the world map of the game. So there is quite a lot of ground to cover, as you can see, and there are a couple of other towns signified here. The northern one here is, of course, Baldur's Gate. That's the largest one. And there are a couple of others as well. So, yeah. It's kind of strange for a druid to be brought up in a walled-off town. You know, druids should be in the nature. That's where their groves are. They live among the forests and trees and such. So it's strange that Seville, as a druid, grew up in Candlekeep. But he does have a biography here, which we can access right here. And this was printed out by the game, depending on your class. So let's take a look at how the game tries to justify that a druid grew up in this walled-off town of Candlekeep. So here we go. Sat as they were against the sounds of the sea crashing against the rocks outside the keep, you have always been drawn to your foster father's tale to the unspoiled wilderness. You have occasionally found exotic flowers pressed and long forgotten between the pages of tomes, and often spent long hours studying nature's varied forms in some of the library's many journals. It is your foremost wish that someday you will leave the sterile walls of Candlekeep and worship the Earth Mother in her own presence. Okay, that's kind of reaching, but, I guess that will have to do. We can just imagine that maybe sometimes a druid came to Candlekeep and taught Seville some things about worshipping nature. I will continue reading this. You know little of how you came to be a ward of Gorion's, but over the years you have gleaned something of your mother's tale from his vague allusions and from the words of sometimes unuttered and the words he sometimes uttered in tear-filled sleep. She was a human from Silvery Moon and a friend of his for many seasons. As you have no memory of her, nor any keepsakes to remind you of her existence, you have come to believe that she died while giving birth to you. Perhaps it was the pain of such a parting that led Gorion to cloister himself within the narrow halls of Candlekeep and raise you as his own. Of your father, you have learned nothing. Okay, that's a little backstory there. So we have kind of learned that Seville is sort of an orphan, and Gorion is his foster father. And we also have a journal here, which lists quests and other kinds of events. But so far, the only entry is connected to the main quest here. That says, Gorion, my foster father, has informed me that we must immediately leave Candlekeep and set out on a journey. He has given me some gold and I must purchase supplies for the road, including weapons and armor. And we have 130 gold, which we can use to get some stuff. So let's go into the inn here and talk to these people. These green-robed guys are tutors, which means they are tutorial characters who teach you how to play the game. But we shouldn't worry about those, as I already know everything there is to know about this game, pretty much. So let's talk to this guy here, Winthrop.
My hotel's as clean as an Elven Arse.
He's the bartender. Well, hello there, young one. Come to visit your old pal Winthrop, have ye? Well, don't forget the 10,000 gold piece book entrance free, as per Candlekeep's custom, don't you know? I won't be doing any voices or accents, by the way. I cannot do anything like that. I'm just happy if I can read out loud and talk. That's that's hard enough for me. Let's review our options here. That is outrageous. What kind of a fool do you take me for? Stuff your inn and stuff your company. You were always the big kidder, Winthrop. That gets funnier very nearly every time I hear it. Well, perhaps not quite so often. That's the smart-ass response. I like that. I fear I do not have that kind of entrance with me. I suppose I shall return when I do. And that's the naive one. So let's go with the 2. Seems like he's the best sport. Just having a bit of fun with you, my friend. The monks may be walking about with poles in their nethers, but you know you are always welcome here in my sight. Gorion did well by you, he did. So is there anything I can do for you? Some drinks, a room to sleep, or anything to buy? Yes, sure. What do you have? And here we go. This is the inn or tavern window here. you can get a room, and the more expensive room you get, the more HP you get back by sleeping. So that's something that's kind of important later on, but so far we don't need to use any of that. Sorry. We can also have some drinks, and by buying drinks you can hear some rumors from the bartenders, so let's go with that. Let's see. I cannot afford these more expensive ones, so let's go with some ale. And some wine. And we have a rumor here. It's been really weird these past few months. Iron's been going bad, falling apart almost as if it were rusting for no particular reason. From what I hear, most of this bad iron comes from the mines at Nashkel. Can't trust those Emnian miners, probably some scheme they've come up with. Ah, interesting. So that's something. Seems like iron is going bad in the nearby mines. Let's see. This is the buy and sell window, which means we can get some armor here. So let's get a helmet, a buckler, and the leather armor. Okay, let's buy those, and I will also get some weapons here. One scimitar. And let's see, does he have any darts? Yes, here they are. I will go with 24 of those. Those are 3 stacks, so we'll equip one of those. And we'll equip the scimitar. I will drop this quarterstaff. And there we go. Now Severus is fully equipped. And he looks pretty badass in that armor. Not gonna lie. Let's see. This is a container here that we can rob or steal from, but it's locked. So I'm trying to force it open with my weapon, but it doesn't look like it's gonna work. So instead I will steal this dagger from this other container here. Let's see. Here is a nobleman and a noble woman. Let's talk to them.
A pleasure to meet a socially acceptable person such as yourself.
I'd much prefer if you would leave me be. Okay. She's a little bit rude.
No time to chit-chat.
Step up to the heat, young one. You will need a good fire to warm the chill stares of those monks. Most inhospitable they are. Isn't that so, lovey? Oh yes, darling, they are most standoffish. They lead a somewhat cloistered life here, so they are unaccustomed to many visitors. You are perhaps a bit colorful compared to what they are used to. Watch your tongue. Yeah, that's a little bit aggressive. Oh, I would not let it concern you, milady. These are not used to... perhaps they are not used to the wealth such as yours. You are quite wealthy, are you not? Bring a lot of expensive jewelry with you. Okay, that's a little bit shrewd. I won't go there. Perhaps they have not been as welcoming as they could have, but you are strangers in their home. Let's go with the first one. That sounds like the most insightful of these answers. Colorful. Dear, perhaps we should dress a little more plainly to fit in. It's worth a try, my dear, although our clothes may only be the half of it. They certainly couldn't react any worse than they have. I thank you for the suggestion, Seville, and for putting it tactfully. Good eve to you. Okay. Sounds like we have gotten some new friends here. Let's talk to this dude here. Firebead Elven hair.
It's hard to find decent folk nowadays.
Ah yes, I'm back within the hallowed halls of Candlekeep. With the iron crisis upon us, the trip from Beragast was more hazardous than I care to relate. Ah, okay, so here we again hear of this iron crisis. It must be connected to that mine that is coming up with bad iron. You're Gorion's ward, aren't you? My, you have come into your own, if you would permit an old man jealous of youth to say so. Okay, that's kind of creepy. I left an identify scroll with Teth Thorol in the inner grounds. He should be done examining it by now, so if you could fetch it for me, I'd be grateful. Okay, and we have our first quest. It's a fetch quest. And actually we can take a look at the journal and see what Civilis says about that. Firebeat scroll. Firebeat Elvenhair, an old mage who makes the occasional visit here from Beragast, has left an identify scroll with Death Thoril in the inner grounds. I swear, without me to run its endless errands, this keep would crumble into the very dust from which it sprang. Okay. Seville sounds a little bit annoyed there, but that's fine. Troubles in the region. This is the rumor that we have received from the innkeeper in exchange for drinking his ale. Iron from the Nashkel mines is nearly useless when smelted. People suspect that the denizens of Nashkel are doing it intentionally as part of some grandiose plot in service of Am. And it's not written here, but Nashkel is a town that's part of the nation of Am. So that's why that is a suspicion of the locals. And here we can take a look at the world map, and we can see Nashkel down here. It's down in the south part, and we can see that it has mines. So that is the mines in question there. And you know, the northern people here who are part of the I'm not even sure which country this is. I think it's called the Western Heartlands, maybe, or maybe just called the Sword Coast. I'm not sure, or maybe just the towns under Baldur's Gate protection. So these people are suspicious up here that the bad iron from down there is a conspiracy by the nation of Amn, who is kind of opposed to the northern nation of Baldur's Gate over here. So that's a little local politics for you. Here we have some sleeping people who are not going to wake up, so we might as well just take their stuff. I know that's not very ethical of Seville, but you know, that's just what he does. He just takes whatever he likes. You know, I think that kind of works with his personality as a druid, because druids don't really believe in they are, you know, natural people. They don't seem like they would be very receiving to the ideas of personal property and such. So those are how do you say this? Those are concepts born from civilization, and the druids are not very apt to civilization. So let's talk to this guy here.
Don't touch me! I might catch
Yes,
something.
might I help you? Sorry to have disturbed you. Wrong room, I fear. Let's go with the fourth option here. I was just wondering who else was sharing the inn with me tonight. Who might you be? And he says, I might very well be anyone, but I am Christian of Waterdeep. Likely you would not know my family name or history, and this suits me well and good. These trips to Candlekeep are a bit of extravagance on my part, and while I use no illicit substances or neither consort with hired company, I spend quite enough here that I should not like it common knowledge. To this end, I should appreciate if you would forego your odd little attempt at introductions and leave me to my thoughts. Okay, he's kind of a windbag, who is also a little bit rude. Let's talk to this guy instead.
Away with you, beggar!
What? I certainly hope there is an explanation for this intrusion. Explain yourself. Just getting to know the neighbors. Who might you be? My name is Quincy. Beyond that is my own business and none of your concern. Leave lest I report this intrusion to the guard. Okay, I guess Seville doesn't want any trouble, so I'm going to go ahead and leave.
I hope this is worth it.
Let's go talk to Winthrop again. As good to see you again as any other I could have laid eyes on. Make yourself comfortable as you will. If you wish for anything, just ask. I will go ahead and sell these 2 items that I have found upstairs. A silver necklace and a dagger. So yeah, there we go. We have, it kind of sounds like the ambient volume is a bit too loud, so I'm going to...
Give me some direction.
Yeah, that's better. So, as I was saying, I have exited the inn, and I think I will end this episode here. For future reference, I will probably keep my episodes around between half an hour and 40 minutes long, so this is kind of a long one, but you know, this is the introduction of the game, so I thought it could benefit from being a little bit more drawn out. So yeah, as I said, I will end this here, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.